Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of September. It is a general reading, so it will not resonate with each and every one of you who are watching. If this does not sound like your story, check your moon sign or your rising sign. Your messages could be there. If not, check back in the following week when I put out a new message for your sign. So let us begin here at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. Okay, so here we have the future. So the future is about a lot of worrying. It could be imagining, planning, worrying about the future. Worrying over things or imagined situations in the future, things that have not or may not occur. So it's overthinking, a lot of worrying for nothing. Now it comes with this card of justice. So this is a lot of worrying. It could be overdoing what's right, or doing the right thing, or making the right decision, bringing something into balance, clearing things up. And then we have the skull. So this is ending a cycle, transformation. Or this is about something that ended. Okay, so the next card is the lion, and this, I mean, it could be you, but this is a card that would symbolize somebody very important in your life, but it also speaks to courage and strength to face some challenging situation. Okay. Our first card in this reading is the wildflowers. So this is about the renewal. I mean, it can be a new love, but the fact that I have these cards here, this could be a past love you fantasize about, wanting to renew it. You have the Hierophant here, so you could have been married or like married in a commitment, a long-term commitment with that person. Or this is what you desire. So beneath the wildflowers is the Two of Cups. And the High Priestess, the Fool, and the Nine of Bells. So you secretly desire this connection, and you most likely fantasize about it or plan future events, and or how you think things could go if you did this or if you did that. Things that may not even occur, like you're worrying. You may not be talking to this person presently with her here. The High Priestess is the unknown, secrets, mystery, silence, understanding, intuition. It's the unrevealed future. She moves between two worlds, the rational and the unknown, represented by that looking glass. So the idea of not knowing what lies ahead is really, an important message with this card here. And so she's about to dive into this mystery, or is fantasizing about diving into this mystery. And what parts of her would remain, and which parts would need to be shed. I feel that she's fantasizing about this. Okay, what needs to go, what can stay. But, you know, the final message here is that it is her actions that determine this outcome with regards to that connection. Now, it could feel risky because this elf is here. Now, this elf is a little, he plays the fool in this deck, and he's a little strange, possibly a little thoughtless. So maybe you're dealing with somebody who is outside the norm for you. Perhaps they are a little thoughtless. Or have been somewhat thoughtless. This is somebody who behaves in a manner that is or would be considered not normal. It can be taking a risk, or could be somebody impulsive. The 9 bells is actually a very good omen. It's a turn for the better for something you've been working on or towards, and maybe you are fantasizing about this. Okay, we'll see how this plays out. So we have the wolf. Next card up. So the wolf, it could be like a calling, feeling called to do. It's just something you feel you have to do. You may need to be clever. This is the hunter, so you could be hunting someone or something, or somebody's hunting you. They know who their prey is, okay, because they're very selective. So you know this person. The wolf can also signify trying to master something. I mean, I'll go deeper to try to find out what this is, because beneath it there's the moon, so maybe it's fear he's trying to master. Maybe he's just trying to figure things out, or maybe he feels he needs to be clever. He's wanting to make something grow. I have the Empress here, and the Knight of Bells. But they're not in a hurry for some reason. They're really taking their time, paying attention to details, watching, possibly, with the wolf, because he's hunting something. The Seven of Cups is actually 7 doors with 7 cups painted on them. Speaking to fantasy, choices. Right now, in his position, he does not like the hand he's been dealt, and you can clearly see that. He's studying it, looking at the details of that hand, and the emotions are pretty rocky. So he has choices presented by the Seven of Cups. But what is behind those doors? Is it really what is painted on them? He would have to be like this elf or this fool and take a risk to find out. And so maybe, yes, indeed, it is his fears he's trying to master. Which, you know, it makes sense. The white dress. Interesting. So the white dress is keeping up appearances, but appearances can be deceiving. It could be that someone is giving this person the cold shoulder because he's not liking the hand he was dealt, or vice versa, and maybe keeping up the appearance like they don't care. Pretending everything is okay on the surface when it's not. Okay, so then beneath that we have the Magician and the Four of Swords and this King of Acorns. So the Magician, he's sitting here in the Four of Swords. So this would be this person. And he's reflecting. Maybe he's been here for some time because he's taking his time, not in a hurry. And he's studying what he has to work with because he needs to be what? He needs to be clever. But he's determined with the King of Acorns here because the King of Acorns goes after what he wants. He doesn't give up. And he looks pretty determined. Card of Fantasy. Imagined things that are or could be impossible or improbable. And we had the fantasy message over here. Imagining the worst. Okay, so then we have the Knight of Wands. This could be what they're fantasizing about. Somebody coming back. Waiting on results. But they're not waiting doing nothing. They're waiting doing something. So whatever that something is. But this rabbit here wants to make sure he's there in time to meet his ships. It's like this king wants to see those results and is in fact probably imagining the worst, right? Because of these two fantasy cards here, plus we have fantasy card here. Facing a challenge. They may have a chip on their shoulder because, let's remember, they're not happy with the hand they were dealt. Okay. So, they could have a chip on their shoulder because of a past or previous experience. So they can be somewhat hesitant, not really trusting They could be holding back or taking their sweet time because of a bruised ego. Because there's an internal block here. So, we see that there's a candle that somebody blew out. Okay? And the question on this person's mind is, can I relight that flame or not? Or can we relight that flame or not? Or is this real? Could it really happen? Or is it just a fantasy? And so he could be watching and studying. He has the idea in mind, but is it real? Could it really happen? Or is it a fantasy? Well, could it really happen? Yes, it can. You got the sun. This is the yes card. That is what I have for you. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings.